with Naipaul. I mean, that man, I mean, that whole conference in Nimrana was around him, and it was mainly because he got the Nobel Prize. And he was so arrogant, unspeakably arrogant. He didn't come for most of the sessions, and whenever he came, he looked bored to death. And he came for the last day, and he said who was going to sit near him. I think that put somebody else in the place next to him. He insisted it has to be Vikram Seth, because he didn't want any of us, the natives around him, so he wanted to keep us far, I guess. And then after that, at the end of when the seminar was going on, there was we had to talk about some stupid thing called history. And I said something about feminism, and then immediately after me, Nayantara said something about colonial. And as Nayantara was talking, he said, like, can we stop talking about this? I am tired of this. I am too old. I have no time to sit and listen to such banalities. I mean, everybody was aghast, this kind of open kind of, rudeness. And nobody stopped him. And only one person, that is that Nayantara's ex-son-in-law, I forget his name now, he's also a writer, he got up and said, "You're obnoxious," he told him. And all these big writers sitting there, Anandmurti and all of them, not one of them said a word. He's attacking two of us women. I was remembering the Mahabharata, when the whole court sat in silence and watched them disrobing Draupadi. I really thought of that scene. Ultimately, when the thing was open to the press, not a person asked a question about this happening. They all sort of skated over it. One woman got up and asked me, "How did you feel when feminism was called a banality?" So I don't know where that reply came to me. I said, it's the same way I think of this anguish or angst of exile as a banality to me. Maybe for him, feminism is a banality. What you don't suffer is not important. And I remember his wife said, "Bravo, bravo." So, that came everywhere in the papers. But, I mean, I look upon it as a small incident. Yeah, he was an obnoxious man. I remember this guy. What to me was most amazing was not one of them, including the writer who was chairing that session, said a word. So then afterwards he asked Nayantara, "Please go on." She said, "No, I'm not going on. I don't want to continue." I mean, this kind of a rudeness.